Now we're going to see the gustative pathway or the afferent pathway to the brain that leads in visceral sensation and taste. So we begin with the first order neurons that are on the ganglia. Here we are talking about three ganglia: the ganglia of the 7th cranial nerve, the ganglia of the 9th cranial nerve, and the 10th cranial nerve. So these two ganglia are called the inferior ganglia of the 9th or 10th cranial nerve. Specifically, this inferior ganglion of the glossopharyngeal nerve is also called the petrosal. The petrosal ganglion. And the nerve is the glossopharyngeus, here the nerve is the vagus, and is carrying sensation from the viscera. Here the dendrites are on the viscera and epiglottis, pharynx, etc. And the 9th cranial nerve is carrying sensation from the 1/3 posterior tongue, and the 7th cranial nerve is taking the sensation of the 2 anterior thirds of the tongue. 2 anterior thirds. And here we have two nerves. One is the intermediate nerve, and the other is the chorda tympani. These two nerves are going to join to the, well, when they began from here, let me put it here. Before entering to this ganglion, these two nerves, the intermediate and chorda tympani nerves, joins with the submandibular branch of the, one of the branches of the submandibular nerve or cranial nerve. This branch is the lingual nerve. Then, together with the intermediate nerve and chorda tympani nerve, enters here to the ganglion. This ganglion is called the geniculate ganglion. So we have geniculate ganglion for 5th and 7th cranial nerves, petrosal ganglion for 9th cranial nerve, and vagus and inferior ganglion of the 10th cranial nerve or the vagus. Then all these nerves are going to enter something called the solitary tract. And from this solitary tract, they do synapses on the solitary nucleus. Now they ascend and they go to mainly to the ventropostural nucleus of the thalamus. They can also go to the hypothalamus. Here, these neurons are going to go, that this is the principal neuron, this is the second order neuron. These go to the insular cortex and parietal operculum, Brodmann area 46. Sometimes this can also end on the frontal or orbitofrontal area, but the most common, they end here. This tract is called the central tegmental tract. So we have the nerves. We have the intermediate nerve, the chorda tympani, the lingual nerve, glossopharyngeus and vagus. They enter to the ganglion of the respective nerves. Geniculate ganglion is for the 5th cranial nerve and 7th cranial nerve. Petrosal ganglion or inferior ganglion of the 9th cranial nerve, and inferior ganglion of the 10th cranial nerve. They enter to the solitary tract, solitary nucleus, ventroposterior medial nucleus, and insular and operculum of the parietal cortex.